Greetings, everybody. A friend of mine asked me to uh, clarify what's going on as far as Trump having COVID and not celebrating, not making fun. It's not a joking matter. To date, 212,000 people have passed away, about 6 million people infected. That's just in the United States. So we're not really here to joke around. But as far as what happens to the presidency, well, again, not wishing anything bad on anybody, but let's play the game of what if. If Trump dies before the election, the simplest thing is if he dies, Pence becomes VP, and then that covers us until January. Now, as far as the election itself, gets super complicated because, as a friend of mine, good friend of mine, Mike Ivino, pointed out, he goes, don't think of it as one national election, think of it as 50 smaller elections that add up to one election. And what I mean by that is different states have different rules. So depending on where in the timeline if he dies, again, not wishing anything bad on anybody, but depending on where in the timeline he dies, different states have different rules as far as who would take over. So, for example, there's something called the English rule, and then there's the American rule. Now, let me just back this up. We've never had this happen. That's one of the very confusing things, is that there's really no precedent. There hasn't been a case where we could go, oh, President such and such died in 18 fa 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 fa, and this is what they did. The only thing that we have close to this is what's happened to members of Congress. So this is where the difference between the English rule and the American rule is. The American rule would be if you voted for Team A and that person dies, then that team, i.e., in this case, be the Republicans could then basically hold that spot, hold a special election, and then put somebody in there. The British rule or the English rule would be the person with the second highest amount of votes would then take that seat because, so for example, let's say it was like Republican came in first, Green Party came in second, Democrats came in third. They would simply say the Republicans can't fulfill their duties, duties. So then the Green Party, Team B would take over. So whoever had the most votes. Again, it all depends on the state because states have different rules. And this just shows you how weird it is. My friend and I were both talking about how you could take the Trump presidency and really just teach a one semester course on it, because all the drama that you find in all the other presidencies, from impeachment to constitutional crisis to the electoral college, in 4 years this dude has done or has just about everything there. So we'll see what happens. Wear a goddamn mask at this point in the stage of the game. If you don't know you should be wearing a mask, put your address in the comments below, and I'll hit you in the head with a tack hammer because you're an idiot. Wear a goddamn mask. Do it for me. Do it for you. Do it for your kids, grandma, grandpa. Do it for everybody. And hopefully we can get through this, because my birthday's coming up and Christmas is coming up, and I don't need people spoiling that.